Our final two examples have us finding equations using a point and the fact that these lines are perpendicular to the given line. So the first thing we need to remember is the relationship between slope in perpendicular lines. In a perpendicular line, the slope of the other line, slope of a perpendicular line, is m is the opposite reciprocal. Slope. So, looking at this first example, the slope of this line is a negative 1/3. So the slope of a perpendicular line, a line perpendicular to this line, is going to have a slope of a positive 3. So knowing the slope of my line and a point that it contains, I can use the point-slope form to start my equation. So I have y minus a negative 1 is equal to 3 times x minus a negative 1, since my point given was negative 1, 1. Simplifying this, I get y plus 1 equals 3x plus 3. They've asked for the final form in slope-intercept form, so subtracting 1 from both sides will give me y equals 3x plus 2. This next problem also gives us the information of a point and the fact that our line needs to be perpendicular to this line. So once again, I need to figure out what the slope is, and then once I know that slope, find its opposite reciprocal. So I'll start with taking the 2x plus 3y equals 12 and rearranging it until I get it into slope-intercept form. So it will become 3y equals a negative 2x plus 12 by moving the x term to the other side, and then dividing each of my terms by 3 gives me y equals negative 2/3 x plus 4. So in this case, my slope is negative 2/3. So the slope of the line I'm going to write needs to be the opposite reciprocal of that, or 3/2 without the negative, a positive 3/2. Now that I know that, I can take this slope with this point and put it into point-slope form. Y minus a negative 12 is equal to 3/2 times x minus a negative 5. Simplifying this, I get y plus 12 equals 3/2 x plus 15/2. Now they've asked for the final form to be standard. In order to get that, I need to take the 3/2 x over to the left and the plus 12 by subtracting 12 over to the right. That will leave me with negative 3/2 x plus y equals, on this side, my 15/2 minus 12 more. Well, 12 is the same thing as 24/2, so I'll write that one as 24/2. Combining these two terms together, I get negative 3/2 x plus y equals a negative 9/2. And then in order to be standard form, I need to clear both the negative and the fraction. So I'm going to multiply this whole equation by negative 2. Negative 2 times a negative 3/2 gives me a positive 3x. Negative 2 times y gives me negative 2y. And negative 9/2 times negative 2 gives me a positive 9.